Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply, and this video is to bring you a closer look at the Donjo number EF86 Mortise Edge Filler Plate. This is a typical filler plate. This is made of steel. This is in a prime coat finish, which is typical for filler plates. And filler plates are used, and they'll include screws. Not all will include screws, because some filler plates are actually manufactured to be welded in, meaning they don't have any holes for screws, and that you're meant to weld them, tack weld them, grind them, tack weld them, grind them, bondo the seam sort of scenario. And filler plates are used to basically close off an unused, an unnecessary, a mistake, a hole that doesn't, a preparation that's not required to be there. And the world of filler plates is very common from the approach of, let's say that there's a stocking hollow metal door distributor. Hollow metal doors, wood doors, steel frames, things of that nature. And you're going to stock some doors that have no prep at all, maybe reinforced for exit devices. You're going to stock some doors that have a 86 edge or a government or a G86 edge, a prep for a mortise lock, 8" by 1¼ inch. You'll stock doors that have cylindrical lock preps. You might stock them with lever through bolt holes, maybe a turtle prep for all of the possible through bolt holes around the perimeter of the 2 1/8. You'll have frames that are blank, no strike. You'll have headers that don't have strikes. You'll have headers with flush bolt strikes. You'll have jams with deadbolt strikes and ANSI strikes. Who knows, maybe a T-strike, 4 7/8 strike, obviously. And while you try to keep everything you can, there's going to be times when you need to just close a hole, okay? So an application of that might be, it'd be very common for a distributor to stock doors with mortise pockets and then doors with cylindrical lock preps, and not stock the doors that are truly blank. Well, if a client wants a rim exit device, okay, you're going to take an 86 edge prep. I'm going to put a filler plate in the edge of the door, and then I'm going to put a filler plate in the jamb itself. Maybe I'll weld that. I'll weld in some reinforcement for the rim strike. So the world of filler plates is very deep in the sense that there are filler plates for almost every application. And you'll have filler plates for locks, the edges, the face of the door, 2 1/8 inch holes, deadbolt strikes, ANSI strikes, T-strikes, full lip strikes? Don't know of any full lip strikes. Flush bolt strikes, flush bolt preps in the edge of doors. You'll have hinge fillers. You're going to have filler plates for a variety of complete applications to be able to close off a hole. And in the world of fillers, you also have fillers that aren't necessarily for steel doors or frames or wood doors possibly. You'll have them for cylinders. A dummy mortise cylinder is kind of a filler as well. As I said earlier, you can get filler plates for practically everything. I mean, you're not going to find a filler plate for an olive knuckle hinge. Or intermediate pivots, that sort of thing, or for that matter, top pivots and a header. So you might end up cutting some steel and welding and grinding and bondoing. But nonetheless, the garden variety material is most definitely available has a filler plate available for it. Now this plate is for a government 86 or an 86 edge, or just the prep that would take a modern mortise lock, which is 8" tall. It's 1¼ inch wide. Its thickness, I think these are 7/32. 0.178. 0.178. Wouldn't be 7/32, but 0.178 thick. It's going to include 2 screws. Because it's in a prime coat finish, they've got just some random color screws that are here. The screw ought to be prime coat colored as well. It doesn't matter. It's prime coat. The logic is, well, you're going to paint that, right? Let's switch to the screen view where we can take a look at the other filler plate offerings from Donjo. Okay, so this is the item that we are here looking at. We've got some extended description information, 86 edge cutout, 8 by 1¼ inch, made of steel, prime coat, etc. There is a technical drawing here. It's called template. It shows you the dimensional properties of what we're talking about. It tells you that it's 7 gauge or 180 thousandths thick. We had measured that. product catalog. Here we go. And by the way, they're sold as each. When you buy one, we'll ship you one. Now, filler plates, mounting tabs, and signs is the catalog that this exists in from Don Joe. So here's your EF86. They have an LW86. That's a substantially thicker plate. I can't think of the lock that's going to require that 1/4 inch thickness, except I can tell you that the EF86 sits a little recessed into the edge of the door, marginally recessed. Let's take a look at a template of a mortise lock. I'm going to Schlage just because I know where I have my template index for this manufacturer. And I want to see the actual preparation that they require for the edge of a 86. And I just typed in a template number that I knew and then scrolled until I found the size of the case. So 7/32 is the thickness of the case. So the depth of the body, is going to be, marginally less. So here's the point. 7/32. 1 divided by 32 times 7. That's 0.21875. Okay? The plate thickness we measured is 0.178. Okay, that's why I'm saying it doesn't sit quite flush. 0.25 is going to be about 30 thousandths thicker than the mortise case. So depending on your application, you might have better luck with a slightly thicker plate to get it to fill that cavity. So you might, given the fact that the lock requires the lock measurement. Let's back up. The lock doesn't require 7/32. The thickness of the mortise case and the armor front is 7/32. That prep needs to be marginally deeper than that. So be mindful that 1/4 inch LW86 may be a better option for you. If you are unsure, quite frankly, I would have one of each, and I would test which better fits the preparation in the edge of your door. But on this page, we have edge fillers. The EF160, that would be 1 inch wide. The EF161 would be 1 1/8 wide, 1 inch and 1 1/8. Flush bolt strike fillers, flush bolt prep fillers, hinge fillers are here in different widths. The HF45, that's 1 3/4, and then the SHF is 1 1/2. The 1 1/2 would be appropriate filler for a hollow metal door that is not universally cut through the edge of the door for a non-handed square edge door. So 1 1/2 would be appropriate for your beveled edge doors that are handed. Your HF45 would be for your 1 3/4 thick doors that are non-handed. What they don't have here is an 1 5/8 wide plate, and sometimes you really want that for your frame, an 1 5/8 wide, because the frame actually has a wider prep than the door does, all things being equal, because the door there's inset in the door. The door is set into the frame a little bit. So they don't field an 1 5/8 plate, but those are available. They have a 5 inch tall version. And the fact that they have it an 1 1/2 wide only makes sense, because you're not going to find a non-hand, well, you can, but a 5 inch tall non-handed square edge door is not going to be garden variety. Generally, if you're dealing with a 5 inch, it's probably going to be a beveled handed door, I would think. And along with these other filler plates on this page would go shims, would go conversion plates. Okay, that same 86 edge. Now that CV86 is when you want to convert from a door that has an 86 edge to a door that has a 161. Okay, Other conversion plates are here. If you have an 86 Edge and want to put a lock and a deadbolt, a roller latch conversion, etc. Variants of this material. Hole fillers are here as well. Conversion plates, etc. Hinge reinforcing plates. So if you have a hollow metal shop, being aware of what Donjo offers, I think would be a really great idea, because they have many items that you're simply going to bump into. Reinforcing plates for headers or for frames in general. Door closers, you can use these reinforcements for rim strikes, for any sort of hardware that you're prepping, maybe something custom that you're doing, etc. So I'd be aware of this catalog. The link here to the manufacturer's page, that's a valuable link to make you aware of, because it allows you to see not only all of the Donjo products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog, but all the subsections of the catalog can be seen here. Rather than wheeled through or try to hammer through this unwieldy document that's a few hundred pages thick. Well, it's actually not that big, only 113. You can get to the subsection catalog immediately. The point is if you know the name Donjo at all, you probably do for latch protectors or wraparound plates. But again, they have filler plates, mounting tabs, conversion plates. They have hinges and door pivots, ladder pulls they have flat goods, kick plates, push plates, things of that nature, door pulls. So a trip through their catalog is definitely worthwhile. They are an independent company. They have a relatively unique offering of products. Now, the name Donjo is synonymous with all of these items, but they're also synonymous with a company who has pretty good customer service, prompt, reliable, predictable shipping lead times. They can manufacture for you custom strike plates as well. If we were to look at the world of strike plates from Donjo, they have a variety of not only extended lip strikes, which you'll bump into when you have some sort of a casing condition that is allowing the latch bolt to hit the trim prematurely, or you have a deep inset condition, but they also have security strikes here as well. Okay, and this BX2 SDS, that's very common because it's for deadbolts, and a variety of security strikes that are here. And then that showing what they can do in terms of custom strikes are listed here as well. In my experience, these are expensive, most certainly when you have a small quantity of the item, so be mindful that it may, a one-off may not be inexpensive at all. All right, let's wrap up this video on camera. Okay, in conclusion, a very typical and common filler plate. Here it is, the EF86. Along with the frame filler, that they have, and hole fillers and edge fillers, you're gonna bump into these sorts of filler plates constantly, all the time. Any questions on the Donjo EF-86 edge filler or any other Donjo product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.